Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor. I'm going to be starting a brand new campaign for Total War Warhammer 2. So special thanks to Black Falcon for sponsoring this. If you'd like to sponsor a campaign yourself, email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind. It's just $3 an episode, minimum 10 episodes. Please do email me first though, just to check and see kind of what the wait list might look like. I know there are still a few other campaigns I need to catch up on as well. And thank y'all very much for just kind of being patient with me over the last half a year or so. I know I haven't put out as much content as I would like in terms of Warhammer. It's got really busy with some other stuff going on, but I do want to get back into it. I am going to try to release at least one daily episode, and then when Warhammer 3 comes out, we're going to have a lot of coverage of that content as well. I just had to get caught up in some other stuff too. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here. So I have played Scryer on the channel a couple of times, but it has been a little while. So there have been several balance changes, new factions coming in. I know the Beastmen change is going to make them a lot scarier if we get in a conflict with them earlier on in the game. So I think it will be fresh and interesting. So we've got a Forbidden Workshop. I'll show you that when we get in there. You get research rate plus 20%, loyalty plus 2 for new recruits. Not usually a problem if you're playing very aggressively on the loyalty front. And then minus 40% for engineering buildings. This is actually pretty important because early on we want to rush catapults, and that's considered an engineering building. So that's actually a pretty nice perk. Start off with a Doom Rocket, which is handy. Minus 50% for your weapons teams units. That's going to be pretty clutch, especially moving into the mid and late game. And then plus 2 recruit rank for all Skaven weapon teams. Also pretty nice. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here. So Legendary, very hard. Legendary Chaos. I still, in the campaigns I've run several campaigns, I haven't even really come across Chaos with this new Legendary Chaos status. There's just the campaign's over by the time they come out. I remember back in the day, you'd play like Empire and they'd come out on turn 30 or 35 or something. Now it feels like they don't come out until like 150, turn 150 or something. But it's kind of a clunky system. I wish it was. I don't know how you would balance it. I kind of like how they do the Vortex campaign where they come out at certain breakpoints, but I almost wish it was just more random. Sort of like if certain things were happening, there was a chance, and that they would just come out in like random spots on the map. I don't know. The problem with that is the whole campaign can then all of a sudden turn into a campaign about chaos. So it's just kind of weird. I think they're going to give them their own province or like maybe more rules in Warhammer 3. So it'd be interesting to see. Or if they just started off on the map, just like a Beastman tribe or something. That was just running around doing stuff. You know, chaosy. Use a technical term. Okay. So we are doing this Mortal Empires. This is probably, I mean, Skaven is my favorite faction. This might be my favorite Legendary Lord for it. It is a little trickier if you're new to the game. I would recommend maybe starting with something like High Elves or Empire. But if you get used to these guys, they are very strong. Their individual units are going to be a bit weaker than almost every other faction, but just how you can use them tactically in fights. There's a lot of different ways you can go with it. Their artillery and their weapons teams are, I think, probably the best. They're certainly up there. And there's just so much diversity from lord to lord. You know, Ikkit Claw is going to play very differently from the Plague guy or from the Assassin guy or from the Monster guy, Throt, from Queek. They all specialize in different units and have, you know, different ways to win. So there are some commonalities. The Plague Claw catapults are very strong, for example, with all of them. But the kinds of tactics that you use can vary widely depending on your lord. I think more so than almost any other faction in the game. So that is pretty cool. So I'll just hit the baseline here, and then we'll make sure that we get tons of fights in. Pretty much, you have this workshop where you can upgrade all of your weapons teams, types of units, and then Doom Flayers and Doom Wheels. And you have to put so much of this warp fuel in, and you'll get warp fuel from winning battles a lot of times. You just save it up and spend it just like currency. It does cost a little bit of food as well. And you have to have so many upgrade. You have to meet these criteria in order to move up to the next level. So level 2 workshop 3 and 4. And to move up within a specific class, you have to have so many upgrades in that. So in other words, in order to get down to this, it requires level 2 Forbidden Workshop, but then you also, I believe, to unlock these things, you also have to level this up a bit. So you get some extra weapons, and then eventually you get an extra, basically a regiment of renown. So Doom Flayers and Doom Wheels aren't that great. I promised Black Falcon we would try to use some Doom Wheels eventually, but They are a tier 5 unit, and they're pretty underwhelming. Some of these upgrades do look kind of interesting on them, so we'll see how it goes. And Doomflayers are a little bit better. Like, these are good if you want, like, a cavalry cleanup crew, so we'd probably get some of those. They're tier 4. It takes a little while. But the weapons teams, this is where you really start to get some power. So this right here is basically infinite ammo for the Rattling guns, which are very, very good at just kind of mowing down low armor infantry as they come in. So that's a very nice upgrade early. And then you can get reload time. Again, really good, especially because you have infinite ammo. And then this gives you extra ammo and missile strength, which is super, super good. So these upgrades are really awesome, especially in the early game. These Warplock Jezzails are some of the best units in the whole game at sniping out lords and other single entity units. They're extremely powerful, very long range, very accurate. And this gives them 15% extra armor piercing damage. This isn't that great. It does give them stalk, which makes it hard for artillery to target them, or like enemy towers. So that's actually kind of handy. And then you've got the armor piercing missile. 25% is nuts. And then you get 12% extra range. So it's very, very good upgrades there. The drill teams are okay. Like early game, they're pretty good at just like knocking out walls and sieges, so you don't have to waste your catapult ammo on that. And just having like one in melee is decent because they have like this AoE earthquake that's pretty good. This 30 melee attack is like alright, but they have really low health and they just get like walloped in most fights. So this is probably not worth upgrading most of the time. And I would not run more than 1 or 2 drill teams. And then the Flamethrower is very good in the early game. It's great against grouped up infantry units. So missile strength is good, fire resist, concentrated flame makes it better against large, so it's okay. The problem with this is these units are slow and they're pretty close range. So in general, the Rattling guns, I believe, are better at the type of thing these are trying to do. But these are maybe a little bit better on sieges just because it does splash quite a bit. So it's decent, but your really big heavy hitters are going to be Rattling gun, Warplock Jezzails, and one you don't see here are the like the mortar teams. Those are extremely powerful, but they're not considered a weapons team for some reason. And the globe throwers can be pretty decent too. So you have a bunch of weapons team type of units. And then if you want to upgrade the Doom Rockets, they're okay. They are expensive for what they are. It's 4 to upgrade one of them, and that's basically you could get a permanent tech upgrade, or you could get one Doom Rocket. Doom Rockets are very, very good though. They pretty much wipe any low tier units in like a big area. So it's good to have one of those on hand just in case you run into a tough fight. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade this. And then other things, you have kind of a standard tech tree here where you want to go early on. We'll go over this as the game progresses, but you want to get down here to the weapons team stuff. So you want to go for the enormous caches, the extra 25% for missile infantry and weapons teams, missile strength, range, and then getting ingenious plan, promoted on merit. The 20% ammo and 10% reload time is huge. So yeah, this is where you want to go. And on the way there, you get some extra clan rat armor, some good stuff for low-level infantry. 10 leadership on sieges is huge. So this is pretty much the best way to go. And then eventually, you can get this stuff, which is nice for like, you know, leadership and growth. Like it's got a couple little bonuses. This stuff down here is pretty horrible, especially for Ikkit. So I would not get that until you just like maxed out over here, pretty much. And then eventually, you could get, you know, some of this stuff, Doom Wheels and Death Runners, and it's okay, but the game's probably going to be over by that point, honestly. This is the big power spike, is when you get into here, and this stuff's pretty decent. As far as rights go, this one right here is something we want to use quite a lot for the public order, recruitment, food, growth, just pretty much all around awesome. Pestilence scheme, probably don't do that. They may have changed it, but if it can infect your own units, then it's kind of bad. So the plague guy, Skrulk, likes this, but I think it's just not worth it for other ones. This right here is extremely powerful, and the main thing you want to do with this is create an undercity that comes with a free building that increases your technologies. Super, super strong, so you don't use this on cooldown every single time. I think they lowered the cooldown 30 turns. I thought it used to be less than that, but maybe not. But yeah, undercity is pretty strong. And then this is like okay sometimes if you really need the Scryer Clanstone, or you're really trying to improve your diplomacy with other Skaven. It can be pretty decent, but it's not that insane. Okay, let's go ahead and get into a fight here. Alright, so we're just going to take to borrow here. We kind of have to decide if we're going to go for Magritta or not. Last time I tried to go for Magritta, but the Beastmen sort of beat me to it. Other option would be just to create like an undercity there if we don't think we can control the whole province. If we can just create an undercity and just start generating some money off of that, but then they're going to keep making units. So I think we just have to try to take it. So okay, so we want to go ahead and do that, and then circle. You always want to start sieging before you move your hero in, because if you move your hero in early, it can lower your overall movement speed. So that's a good trick you can do, is attack first, then get that. We're going to go ahead and do this, and I just don't think we're going to need any help with this, so we're just going to fight it. Just a bunch of infantry. That's what Skaven are really, really good at early, just slow-moving foot soldier infantry. What you do not want to see early on are, like, dogs are really bad, because they can get around and start tearing up your weapons teams. You don't have a lot of strong cavalry to deal with that early on. So you just want nice, slow infantry stuff. Cavalry is kind of a problem, too. I mean, anything that's fast is going to be problematic early on for Skaven, and really throughout the whole game. You can deal with it, but you don't have fantastic spears compared to other factions, and like your kind of big monster answers, that type of stuff. You don't have a lot of flying units. I don't think you have any flying as Skaven, do you? Which are usually some of the best things against cavalry, because you take away their charge by engaging on them first. So it is a little more difficult. Here. We shouldn't even need to use the infantry, but if for some reason we do, let's kind of spread them out here. It's been a little while, like I said, since I've consistently played, so hopefully it'll take it a little easy on me in terms of my micro if I don't play it absolutely perfectly, but... So we're just trying to distract them a little bit by threatening their flanks. Yeah, so he took a little bit of damage. Not much, but he got dinged a little bit. Yeah, that definitely a Pyrrhic victory. Like, they're gonna give me an auto-resolve. Auto-resolve just... That is one kind of annoying thing when you play with Skaven or some of these other, like, factions where they're not gonna be weighted as heavily, like, because they're super efficient. Like, they're, you know, their costs or whatever are gonna be much lower, and I think that's what they look at a lot of times. I don't know the exact formula, but I think they look at the overall gold value of your units versus their units in terms of how much it would cost in multiplayer. And that's how it tries to determine Pyrrhic. And so, like, on paper, yeah, their unit is, you know, they're going to look a lot stronger. We'll just go ahead and get a couple more kills for the weapons teams here. We can just auto-resolve it eventually, but let's go ahead and use our Doom Rocket here to finish him up. Just kidding, guys. You're just listening to that audio-wise. Okay, that's fine. Don't want to take too much time. But yeah, factions like Skaven and the Undead factions will sometimes get the short end of the stick on auto-resolves because, you know, they're just like, oh, it's zombies. Zombies aren't worth anything. Or, oh, it's Skaven slaves. Those aren't worth anything. It's like, yeah, but they're not supposed to be worth anything. It's like, these things way overperform the weapons teams. Obviously, they can't quantify magic very well either, so they're doing the best they can with the auto-resolve stuff. But they have to have some kind of external metric. But the reason that I'm mentioning that is you will have to manually fight more fights, probably, with Skaven than you would with, say, something like High Elves, who have a lot of really expensive units, or like Lizardmen. But yeah, Skaven, Vampire Counts, probably Vampire Coast to some extent. It's going to be difficult to auto-resolve. Because you rely more on tactics than Doom stacks. If you have a stack of 15 dragons or something, you can probably auto-resolve a lot of fights. Okay, so we just want to loot and occupy. You can sack and then occupy, but if it's a town that has a port built into it, usually you don't want to do that because you're going to have to repair the port, and it's going to cost you more than it would otherwise. But if it's a town that doesn't have a port, and you don't care about the level 1 buildings, you can't even really inherit the buildings, then sacking and occupying can be a good option. But I think they've nerfed that to where it's not as good as it used to be. I think we'll just do Root Marcher. Standardized drill. Just to get the extra upgrades for weapons, and then could do slingers. And we kind of do need a little bit more sort of just meat shields, maybe. If we're going to siege, we definitely do, but I don't think we can siege them early. We're just going to try to win a fight or two, open field. I feel like these did not used to be that expensive, but it's tough because some of my memory is from SFO as well. We'll go with some slingers, and then we want to go ahead and repair this. Starts making 100 extra gold per turn. It's going to give us some growth. As far as what you want to build here, like the main goal is you want to get up to tier 3 ASAP, because that's when we get the catapults. You know, actually, I'm going to hold off on that. And then I'm going to do, I'm going to wait on this construction cost. Because we're not really in a hurry for tier 2. But yeah, tier 3 is where we get to play call catapults and a warplock engineer, which is, you know, both of those are huge. It also gives us virulent plans, which I don't think that's that useful, but it'll also give us access to rattling guns and all that good stuff. Almost everything good that you'll want with Ikkit you can get at tier 3 most of the time, right? Tier 4, you do have the poison wind mortars. Those are actually really sweet. And then, you know, situationally, maybe the Doom Flayers, maybe some of these big monsters, but overall tier 3 is kind of where it's at. You also get access to the Plague Priest, which used to be one of the best casters in the game because everything is just so cheap and it has everything you'd want, right? It has awesome debuffs for the enemy. It has a conal spell that's pretty cheap, a wind type of spell. It has a stationary vortex spell that's really good. You can summon up a whole bunch of just clan rats to clog up the fight if you want to. They get a really good mount. I think they still get a pretty good mount. You know, they have this Plague Rash, which is really good. Just slows the enemy down. You just cast a bunch of rats and just run at them, and that just gives your weapons team more time to fire. So they fit really, really well with the Skaven style. But yeah, we'll wait on that for a turn. And then I think usually you just get the cheapest thing. We do want Ferocious Plans, I believe. Let me double check. We want this one. Yes, so we want Ferocious Plans early. Devious Plans are kind of bad. And they have nerfed this since the original game. Used to be able to get these arcane generators at like tier 2, I think, and it used to be 50% at tier 2, so it was like you got way, way more money. So that has been nerfed, but yeah, you just want to get the growth here just so we can get that up as fast as possible. So we'll go ahead and do that, but we're going to wait to upgrade this until we save 10% on it. It was Ferocious, right? Sorry, I was zoned out for a second. Yeah, it's Ferocious. Okay, we're good. All right. We already did a workshop thing. We don't have any more juice. And then over here, we can't build anything, so it's just a port. And I hate rebellion farming, but that's probably what we're going to have to do early on, unless somehow we see an opportunity. But it is difficult to be aggressive with those beastmen and how they're buffed now. They're probably going to start burning and taking that stuff over there, and I have an alliance with them right now, like a non-aggression. And they're really, really good against Skaven in the early game, because all that stuff I described, really fast-moving flanking units, that's like everything the beastmen have. Just about. So it's really, really tough to deal with them. They have stalk on a lot of units too. It's rough out there versus beastmen early on. I think you can beat them later, but depends on if you get to ambush them or not too. If you ambush them, you destroy them. But without the ambush, it's difficult.
Where are my schematics?
Okay, so what do we need? So we can't ambush our own. I mean, how strong are they? They're not like.
Sigma, no. Engineer of Scryer. Warp power.
Pop over here, and then these are just so much better than slaves. I've heard people talk trash about clan rats, but it's like, I mean, it's 40 more gold per unit, and just look at the difference in stats. Like, they actually have armor, 18 melee attack, 28 defense. You know, they're just like almost infinitely better than these. So it's, and I like the shielded ones too. So you can use them to soak up stuff. And like I said, flanking units are the problem, so having some kind of spear is nice. I'll go ahead and get that.
Tired of these snopes.
Okay. Nothing else going on. So I'm going to try to get over there and raid them and see if I can pick a fight. If they want to come out and fight us open field, I'm definitely cool with that. Yeah, Beastmen just burned that over there. Okay, so they are raiding me now. That's what I was going to do to them.
Science, sorcery, death.
Oh, they're like right here. Dude, that is so troll. Alright.
Subjects.
Grassland. Can we get forest anywhere? Grassland. Wow, that's been nerfed. Right? Didn't grassland used to be 45%? How much is forest? 55. Oh, that's mountains. That has to be forest, right? It's still calling this mountains? And they just nerfed the categorization of stuff? Yeah, I feel like that's been nerfed. Hmm.
Now, forward, now. Cloaking.
We could move this over to the public order, like, when we get out. But like I said, we're probably going to have to farm rebellions. As much as I hate doing that, I really hate that style of play. The growth would be so nice, the 200 growth, but the 3 food. You really need to try to max the food by winning fights early. It does give the public order, and it gives the growth. And the thing is, when your public order gets bad now, your growth also gets hit, so it's like -10 growth. So it does allow you to expand and move beyond your territory a lot faster. You're going to have less rebellions, so I like that. But if you're one of the factions that has public order problems early, and you really need to like level up, especially to tier 4, it's just not happening.
More warpstone. Now, now.
Now, if I get an ambush on him,
I'll ignore that.
then he won't be able to run. It's going to be a pretty low chance, but I think we try to go for it here.
Go, go, go. I refuse. Skaven Rice, greatest, best inventor.
He's going to run. Oh, but we got him down in the corner. Nice.
Haribo.
Oh, they changed this.
Warp forges.
Or did they? Okay, I was about to say, you used to be able to run through here, but I think they added more islands, but you can still run, it looks like. I don't know, it might make you go into the water more. That favors Skaven, because we can use underway. Alright, well, let's fight them. If these guys want to come out and fight, I think we can beat them. Okay, we did get an ambush this time. I mean, yeah. Okay. We'll just save a little bit of time there. So we're getting some food. How much money? 213. I think I'm going to take the food, actually. The leadership is pretty nice early on, and getting 10 extra food is kind of a big deal. Right, so take the food. Usually you want to take the money, but that's such a low amount because they had almost no units. Okay, now they probably did need a nerf ambush, to be honest, because you could get to 100% so easily, especially with like Queek. But so the ambush is good, but I think Inspiring Presence. And then when you get your techs, you really just want to get the artillery stuff. Like, I think this early on is huge for the catapults. And then the weapons team, Blastmaster stuff is very good. And since your weapons teams level up so quickly, that I think going over to Warp Smart makes sense early. But I could see an argument for the blue tree too. Like, obviously getting the Ancient Cunning is very good. Looter's like okay, but it's really this stuff over here. Having Lightning Strike just in case you miss your ambush, having that backup is really good. Reducing the cost is huge, especially on Legendary. 15% more magical items and extra post-battle loot, and you know, Renowned and Feared is super strong as well. So there's a lot of really good stuff you can get with Skaven. So you definitely do have some interesting choices, but the leadership is massive, especially because we just have slaves early. This is one faction where I would not recommend getting the Clan Rat upgrades early. A lot of times I do recommend infantry stuff just because it doesn't help them defensively at all. I mean, I guess you get leadership, but it's no melee defense, and usually they're not putting up big damage, right? They just die and basically do nothing, and it's all about your magic and your weapons teams. So it helps out a little bit, but not as much. I would rather just have the bigger weapons stuff. And this does not affect your menace from below rats, and it doesn't affect your summon rats from the plague priests. So it's kind of a trap, I think, early on. So I still think that clan rats are good. I just would not upgrade them early. Movement speed might be a thing. I think we might go with this. Okay.
No devastation like Ikkit's devastation. Yes, yes.
Okay, and we kind of don't want to be in like trees or mountainous areas. We want good, clean zones to fight in. I really don't think we're going to be able to take them until we get catapults. Like I said, I'm going to try to force some action as much as I can, but it is going to be tricky. We got to have it on growth. Alright. Tech-wise, driven by hunger. You don't have any other choices. Try to move as fast as we can here. I do try to explain stuff early on, just in case you want to go play your own campaigns, just so you can kind of see my thought process. But I need to try to get better about doing at least 5 turns per episode, if not 10. Some of that just depends on how action-packed the episodes are. Okay.
Sigma forbids this. I will not.
So they are hiring.
Tinker, tinker.
Okay, I think if I raid them, I can beat them. Did I get any more warp fuel? I didn't see. We have 3. Okay, so we might be able to do one more in the workshop here.
A good flay to die.
A good flay to die. That's pretty funny. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab the scopes, and we're gonna have this that we can assign. So I don't think I can't attack them head on. That's just too many units without catapults. But what I want to do is try to raid them and force them to come up and fight me, and then chase me onto my own territory. So we're gonna go like right here and see if they'll go for it.
Rats. Raid. Plan. Absolutely not.
Okay, and then over here, I think we do want to upgrade this because again, growth is going to be at a very high premium for us, so we want that. I think getting warp fire throwers and grinders are very good. It does generate some income as well. And then the public order, like we're already at -11, so there's going to be rebellions. There's kind of no way around that, and that's an expensive building. So I kind of feel like this it's so cheap. It's only 190 gold, generates 80 gold per turn. The Untainted is actually kind of good. We're probably going to stick at 100% corruption, but that might clean it up a little bit, so it might give us a little bit of public order. Yeah, because I think I do want some more Flamethrowers, just in case we get into some trouble. Yeah, I would not, like, clan rats are pretty good, but I would not upgrade them too far early on. It's not too expensive to do so, but we already do get it. We can hire them off of this building anyways. Okay, I think that's good. We do have 3,000 gold. We're not making that much per turn right now, though. I think I want to save this for when we're actually hiring, so I might use this when we're going to hire some more Flamethrowers, maybe. But let's see if they come at me. Hopefully they do. Nope, they're not having it. Happy populace, okay. Oh, the beastmen are basically taking them out. So last time I kind of got baited by this into fighting the beastmen before they burn this. So I might wait and see. If these guys injure the beastmen, and the beastmen are in the town, then I might try to fight them. That, I don't know, that could be pretty bad because I don't know how many armies they have. But I do have some treaties with them. Oh, we can trade with them? The big problem is, of course, that I'm not going to be able to control this area because it's going to be so corrupted. So it's really hard to get any momentum here. We could come over and, I guess, mess with greenskins. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we just get off of this property. So there's not a lot we can do. And then...
Warlock engineer.
Now, how much longer till... Okay, so we can hire in one more turn. Okay, let's just run back home. So yeah, I hate playing defensively like that, but I'd much rather just go kill everybody. But if I break that treaty, everyone's going to come at me early on, and it could be an issue. And what are we at right now? We're at negative 15 growth. If this goes above 70 or 75, it might be a lot worse. Now, if we just sit here, it'll go down. Alright. Maybe we try to go mess with greenskins or Bretonia. Just, I don't know. I just want to kill some stuff, get some food, get some experience. We can't mess with Talia. Their capital is just huge.
Storm demon.
Okay. So that would give us 10 growth. We're at 52. Ugh.
Clan Skaven.
Okay.
More warp stones.
So that will help us bring it down a little bit, and then we could go ahead and perform the rite and then get a couple of units. That extra growth, that's 200 growth, which I need
My technocracy.
600. So that would definitely help. Public order, we're gonna get 10 more per turn.
By the comet.
Do they? Okay, they already have control of this. Maybe. It's possible I could come down here if they are able to take that. Are they going to be able to take that?
The nation calls.
Sardasa's most infamous.
I don't know. These guys could intercept me, though. Alright, how long does it take to hire these things?
Sorcery. Death.
I want, like, maybe 1 warp grinder. And then, like, 2 of these. We'll see if they take this or not. Oh, I forgot. I can go ahead.
Engineer.
Okay, I need to be doing this then. I can go ahead and come down here
I order. Starry, move.
and just put the expand under Empire on some of these things. The corruption's not hurting my public order too much. It's actually helping a little bit because it's not very corrupt.
Ikkit claw.
It's just gonna be 5,000. I'm just trying to see if I think I just have to do it. Let's just do it. Perform the rite. So we're getting some value out of it.
Skaven writes, greatest, best inventor.
I think it's worth upgrading that. Well, it does give you 40 more per turn, so it pays for itself in 10 turns. And a little bit more untainted, which would help with the public order, and you get an extra local recruitment capacity. Okay. Sold. Alright, so let's get
Contraptions.
1 drill for sure. And then we want 1 or 2 of these. Probably just 1. 2 is a little hard to manage. Might be a little too cute. We've got a lot of cute units, you know, that require individual attention to micromanage correctly. We're going to get rid of these eventually to get the catapults. Okay, we'll just get 2 more. That way, if this fails, if these guys somehow manage to repel them, then we can move down there. Or maybe we can move down and try to go for Talia. The big problem, though, is they could just come out of this and attack me if they want to open field.
The nation calls.
We could try to come down here and attack this if we really wanted to. But, alright. We'll just kind of see what happens. We can put an Undercity down there under the Beastman stuff, so at least we're getting some value out of it. They might be a little mad about hero actions, but okay, is Sartosa coming for me? No, they're just running, I think.
I refuse.
Oh, they did win the fight. Okay.
Bigger warp forges.
How weak are the Beastmen? Wow, they are extremely weak. Okay. We're gonna go kill him. We're gonna go kill him and get him off. Get him out of our hair.
Storm demon.
How weak are these guys?
Sigma. No.
11.
Sigma forbids this.
these guys injured at all? I can't tell. They probably are.
Where are my schematics? Test subjects. Tinker, tinker. More warpstone. Now, now. Your bridge intact.
I just don't want to risk the dudes coming after me later. So the people are not going to like that I betray them. But if I have a chance to control this province and just get the beastmen just out of there, get them out of the game, I definitely want to take advantage of that, because, yeah. Plus 10 armor is massive. We definitely want to go with that. All this stuff's still chilling.
What your tile?
We do have a drill team. I mean, maybe we could beat the Talian, or these guys, Estalia, but they might come over and take Tabaro back from us. I just don't trust Beastmen, man. Like, they've turned on me so many times in the past.
By the comet.
Nah, I don't know, man. This guy might come at me too. He's almost certainly going to go for Tabaro, but if they take that, I should be able to just come back and hide out in Skaven Blight.
Warp lightning.
Triangulation, just go for that missile strength, yeah.
Warp power.
I will not obey.
That's 17,
No.
3 lords
Not
with
likely.
all of that. I mean, if we get an ambush on them, if it's like open field, if we had catapults, we'd definitely do it.
Nobody, nothing.
We're pretty damn strong open field, but that's still like 17.
I refuse. I will not obey.
And these guys would come in as reinforcements, so we could, in theory, take these guys out before they come in. That's 17 plus like 24, 25 units.
Engineer of Scryer.
Like, these can put in a lot of work with this. I've got a Doom Rocket, too.
Skaven Wright's greatest, best inventor.
You know what? Let's just see what we get here. We might be able to Doom Rocket them. It's going to be very difficult to siege them. Because if I don't hit them now, then they're just going to keep powering up. Okay, this guy dashed, so he cannot run.
Not.
And this would kind of ensure that everyone else has to come in from the side.
I refuse. Not likely.
But I want some of their units to be there, I think, so that we can actually attack them.
I will not obey. By Sigma, no.
Now, if we attack from the... I think the angles matter, so if we attack from here, that means these guys would reinforce from the right side. Oh, this is a horrible map, though. I forgot about that. If I attack right there, It's like this really, really bad map. If it's the map that I think it is. It's like this really mountainous. But I mean, the other option is to come over here and try to kill the beastmen. But if I do that, if I declare war on them, everyone's coming at me, and then Talia is going to come over here. These guys are going to be stronger. They're going to come over here. So I think we just got to go for it. Other option would be to go for a straight up siege. I don't think we can win a straight up siege. Alright, let's just see what we get. Is it that map? Is this higher? No, this is a different map, I think. Okay, good. The one where that other army is sitting is really bad for us. Okay, they have no... Okay, they have one pistolier. Okay, we're gonna max out the credit card here. Probably end up using the Doom Rocket. Yeah, I think we can beat them. The Lords are gonna be the toughest sort of issue, but I think we can just put like some spears on them or some just Skaven slaves and tie them up. Earthing Rod. Do I not have that banner? Oh, it's not automatically equipped. Damn it, the thing that gives the extra stuff. Okay, whatever. Let's just do it. I think we have to, because it's not going to get any easier. I mean, I guess when we get catapults, yeah, it will be easier, but I don't know. I want action, man. I like to give you guys some action. I like the action. So let's see. Could be a mistake. I really hope it's not that super mountain map. Can't tell. This looks like it's high terrain, but it is. This is the map I was thinking of that's garbage. So bad for us. But they can't like take advantage of us yet, and we should be able to get a good position here because they don't have that much flanking. Should be in... we're not quite in range. So we're going to have to move a little bit at the start. But when I was against the Beastmen with this, we just got annihilated. But they had so much flanking. Actually, let's just... I want to make that, I guess, our 6th group. And just kind of our meat units here. The important ones are, that has to be microed. I want to use this to try to scare them as much as we can. And then the Flamethrower units, that one matters. I guess we can make that our one group. That's kind of weird. I'm not used to it being like that. Nah, let's not do that. Let's make them our 5, and then this stuff we can kind of make our 1 if we have to. Wait, what? What did I just do? I think I pressed the wrong button. Okay, and then the drills, I guess we can put those in here, but be a little careful with them. they're trying to get together with the rest of their people. Okay. Got him, baby. kill as many of them as we can, because their garrison is probably still going to get to run. So yeah, now they're going to get to hide behind their walls, and that's going to create some problems. Potentially. Unless we get a lot of kills here, which hopefully we do. And we should be able to chase down and kill the people outside of the town, I think. And we're not going to be able to summon as many rats, probably. Another benefit of attacking an actual army is you get more food. If I just attack one general and it pulls the rest of the units in, then you don't get very much food. I feel like killing the units is probably more important than the lords here, although obviously if I could get one of the lords that'd be good. Skaven are faster than humans on average, so we might be able to tie them up long enough. Oof, that was a spooky one. But that's a much, much better matchup early than Beastmen. Speed this up. It's over an hour. I usually like to make the first couple of episodes a little bit shorter because I think that hour-long videos kind of scare people off. This genre, like a strategy game, people are going to be a little more like chill about that probably, but I still think ideally 45 minutes to an hour is better than going over. Some of these fights sometimes though, I just don't want to cliffhanger you guys, and like maybe I could have cliffhangered this one, but sometimes I don't always do what's best for business here. See what's most fun. Okay, get out of the way. We don't want to get hit with our own stuff. This dude's put in some work, man. 360. This is one where maybe having two of those, but they were very well protected. It almost got a little spooky. When those swordsmen almost got on him, but they just got off one last volley of, you know, warp to the face, and that was enough. Oh god, oh god. Okay. Don't blow my own stuff up. Okay. Close victory, dude. We crushed him. What do you mean? Close victory. That's another thing, is not only will you have to fight more fights manually instead of auto-resolving, you're going to get more close victories, which means it takes longer to level up. Yeah, MVPs were definitely the Flamethrowers, though. We were just able to neutralize that flank, and they just didn't respect them. Rattling guns can blow up your own units, like, really hardcore, so you have to be kind of careful how you're positioning them. I could have probably worked them around the flank a little bit better than I did. Like, I did it with the Warpfire-throwers, but I didn't get the rattling guns in the flanks. The snipers did a pretty good job of neutralizing their crossbowmen, getting one or two of their lords kind of low. Okay, so we did get a lot of food. Yeah, they're definitely really injured. I think we could siege this. They still have their lords. One of them's either going to run out of reinforcement range. No, one of them was in dash stance. They should not be able to run. He should die. This guy should be dead. And then this guy's in the town. I think the dude that I attacked will probably run outside of reinforcement range. So I think I can siege the town here. 4% replenishment. I think we just go with this for the leadership. Because we're going to need that leadership to siege. I don't know if we still have the buff or not. But yeah, 300 gold is not that much.
Much suffering pain to be had. No devastation like Ikkit's devastation. Yes, yes.
I
Okay.
will not obey.
So yeah, the other dude died. This dude's still in the town. Okay, so we'll get back in here next time.
Chief Warlock, Ikkit Claw.
We could get rid of this army. Like, one way you can do it is siege it. But then we'd have to run across this river, I think. Yeah.
Ikkit Claw.
But in general, you can get out of this zone of control by sieging and then canceling the siege, and it'll run you out. But I think we just want to go ahead and do it. Then we might go after the Beastmen after this. When we can go back to Talia. Maybe. I mean, like, them being chaotic on my property actually doesn't matter that much because it actually helps my public order. With most factions, you really don't want chaos on your property. Like, chaotic corruption on your property. But with Skaven, it's actually not that bad. I'm just losing out on this port, but they also serve as a buffer zone against Bretonnians and, like, Wood Elves and stuff, so maybe I let them live, and then I can just infest their town and just use the Undercity. I won't get the Provincial Edict, which sucks, but maybe having that buffer zone's worth it. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, next time we will, I think we're going to go for the siege. Yeah, there's, like, nothing
Not
there.
likely.
We might even be able to auto-resolve it. Let me see.
More warpstone. Now, now.
Well, we'll figure it out next time, but because I do want to level this up first and just kind of make sure there's nothing else I can do to power up. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to try to keep up the action, see if we can get some more. We did get through 9 turns, which is good, but this is the kind of campaign I like. I don't want to sit there and just farm rebellions. I know that that's efficient, right? But I just like the action. I think it's more fun. I think it probably makes for a better viewing experience. So anyways, that's going to be it. Have a good day, and we'll see everyone next time.